Hello everyone, welcome to DFCCL exam preparation crash course. So today our day 4 is there and we will discuss your economics for executive operations BD post. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start with video. So till now lots of basic things related to economic and economics. Okay, I hope that you know now what is the difference in that. We know now. Okay, lots of things we discuss. So also lots of things are there to discuss. Okay, so this is the starting only. So we will start today with this concept, that is assets, liability and capital. Okay, which is very important for you to understand what is the meaning of these three terms. Okay, so let's start with assets. So first is asset. So what is the meaning of asset in simple language? The thing, okay, the thing or the good. Okay, the thing or good which creates or generate cash in present. Okay, so those things that generate cash or that is capable to produce cash in present time, that is my asset. Okay, so example is nothing but your cash only. Whenever we have cash, we can do transactions, right? We can purchase something, we can sell something, and then we can take the cash, right? So cash is a very good example of asset. So cash is our asset. Basically, we can use any time, okay, to generate more cash. Okay. Suppose now one what I can take example. Let's take example of something. Okay, let's take example of eggs. Okay, egg. So in 10 rupees you buy 2 eggs. Okay, means 5 rupee per egg. Okay, and you sell these 2 eggs at 15 rupees. You sell this 2 eggs at 15 rupees, means 5 rupees you got. Right? Means to purchase these 2 eggs, okay, you use cash. 10 rupees is the cash amount. Okay, and with that cash you generate extra cash, that is your 15 rupees you get now. Okay, and you generate 5 rupees extra than earlier. You recover your 10 rupees and you generate 5 rupees extra. Okay, so this is your asset. So I can say 10 rupees is my asset, okay, which will generate cash. I hope that from this example now the meaning of asset is clear. Okay, now based on this, there are 3 types of asset you should know. See, in exam, basically specific to DFCCL, you will get definitions. Okay, you will get definition. They will ask you the meaning in terms of MCQ questions. Okay, so meaning of each and every term in economy and marketing and all those subject is very important. That's why with this definition or with meaning, okay, just write example also, which is very important for you, so that you can recall at the time of exam. So first is fixed asset. Or I can say non-current. It is also called non-current asset. Okay, let's understand the meaning now. See, what is the meaning of fixed asset? The one thing, okay, or the goods or the product, okay, that will generate cash for me for a longer time. Very important term, longer time. Obviously this is my asset, so it will generate cash. Okay, but the key point is here, it's longer time. Example, definitely you will write in your notes. Example, building. Okay, building. We just constructed one building. Now just we have to sell the flats. To the customers, right? Then you can say machines or tools. So suppose I want to set up a factory, and in that I purchase machinery, suppose 5 to 10 lakhs machinery, okay, rupees. Then now I can generate the products for next 5 to 10 years, and that will generate cash for me, okay, for a longer time, right? For a longer time. Suppose one machine of 10 lakh, at least it will work for 5 years, right? So 5 years I will get cash from it. Okay, or next example, you can say land. Very important. Okay, on this land I can do anything. I can do farming, I can construct a building, okay, I can whatever on the land we can do anything. Okay, so this will generate cash for me. I can make hostel also, okay, and then sell. So this is the asset for me. These are my asset. Building is my asset, machine is my asset, because it will generate cash for a longer time, and it is my fixed asset. Not just asset, it is fixed asset or non-current asset. Okay, so just write these examples. Okay, second is your current asset. Okay, second, this is non-current, so obviously current should be there. Okay, so current assets. Now see, for non-current asset, those giving cash or money for longer time, so obviously current asset, those which will give me cash for shorter time. Okay, suppose one saloon is there. Okay, example, saloon is best example for this. So one saloon is there. Now suppose we want to set up our saloon, then what are the things we required? Okay, what are the things we required? First, very important, scissor we required. Okay, then we require razor machine also we required, blades also we required. Okay, some creams we required for facial. Okay, then for oil we require oil, gel. Okay, whatever thing blah 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 we required for this. Okay, now suppose I purchase one bottle or one quantity of each. Suppose I am taking gel. Okay, one quantity of gel, one bottle, suppose 50 rupees. And now in my this saloon, okay, there are total 100 customer to whom I serve. Okay, and this bottle is over now or finished now or empty now. Okay, means in one bottle of gel I served 100 customers, I got cash from 100 customers. Okay, so this gel is my what? Current asset. Why current? Because for a shorter time it is now gone na. We purchase, so this is my asset. Now it is empty, we have to buy again, right? So this is my current asset. For a shorter time it generate cash. Okay, so everything is my asset here. Okay, scissor is asset, razor is asset, like that. Okay, so this is the best example, saloon. You can write in your notes. So this is our current assets. Okay, and the last one is your tangible asset. Okay, tangible means you can say imaginary. There is no physical existence. Okay, the things whose physical existence is, there is no physical existence of the things. So imaginary assets. Okay, or one word is there, fictitious. We call na fictitious. Okay, now see. Now here there is, the assets are not physically present with you. Assets are not physically present with you, but you can feel that. Okay, they will generate the cash. Now what we can take the example in this category. Okay, so we can take advertisement, best example. Again, advertisement. Now to a company, okay, or to a news channel or to a channel, TV channel, okay, for 1 year I gave them total money. Okay, I just told them that show my advertisement for 1 year, okay, on your channel. So suppose one product we are selling. Okay, so for the first month there is no order, second month there is no order, okay, third month there is a 1 order, fourth month there is a 10 orders, okay, fifth month there is a 100 orders. So with time we can see the impact of our advertisement. Okay, that was not physically present, but still it can generate cash for you. Okay, so this is your, I can say, imaginary assets or tangible assets. Okay, so like this you can say. Now suppose gold is there. Okay, see, gold is there, gold. So if you buy the gold, okay, at price something 30k at 10 gram. Okay, just for example, 30k at 10 gram. Okay, and after 1 year it becomes 40k of 10 gram. Okay, so gold is your asset, but it is not imaginary asset because we have physically. Okay, we have physical. But now if I consider digital gold, which is the current trend, right? Lots of people are there who are investing in digital gold, which is our current trend. Now this gold is not physically with you. Okay, we just purchased something. Okay, we are just seeing digital numbers there, that is 30k amount, 40k amount, like that, and then we redeem, we get the money in our bank. Okay, but we can take this example in your tangible assets. Okay, so they ask you question like, they can also give you a question example that digital gold, okay, which can be considered under tangible asset, fixed asset, non-current asset, current asset, like that also they can give you a question. Okay, in short, any example they can take, you have to categorize that in terms of these three terms. Okay, base will be first one, longer, which one? Non-current. Current means shorter and tangible means imaginary. Okay, Just keep these examples in your mind. Definitely you can answer for any example or questions. Okay, so this is your assets. Okay, now the next term, that is your liabilities. Now see, suppose I want to set up a factory, but unfortunately I don't have money. Okay, I have money problem, so I will go to the bank, and now bank will give me loan. Okay, bank will give me loan. Now our factory is running perfectly. Okay, after 1 year, 2 year, it's going well. I am getting sales, I am getting profits. Okay, but one thing is that I have to pay this loan. We took the loan, obviously, that we have to repay with interest, suppose interest. Okay, so all the repayments, whether you are taking money from bank, whether you are taking money from relatives, whether you are taking money from friends, okay, that we need to repay are considered as liability. Okay, are considered as liability. So those things very easy. Assets means all the things which are receivable. Okay, means I am getting the money, and liability means I am giving the money. Okay, I am repaying the money. Repay is very important word here. Repay. Okay, clear crystal meaning. I hope you got of asset and liability now. Okay, and the last is your capital. Okay, now see what is the meaning of capital. I will tell you. Okay, we set up one factory. Okay, we set up one factory. Now I purchased some machinery. Okay, first I took the loan from bank. Don't forget the loan. Okay, we have to repay. The loan. So this is my liability. From that amount I invested. Okay, I take the machines, manpower is there, lots of things are there. Okay, so suppose I take machines, and these machines are now my assets. Okay, I can use this machine to generate the further cash. Okay, further flow, money flow. It is basically when we are receiving the cash now, it is one term is there, money inflow or money flowing. Okay, receiving, money flowing, and money flow out means we are spending. Okay, simple, just economic terms. So now this is my asset, this is my liability. Okay, so what is the meaning of capital? See here, whatever the amount we invested as an asset, okay, when we subtract that from liabilities, or when we subtract liabilities from asset, okay, whatever the amount is left with us, that is my capital. So in other words, I can say this is my extra wealth. Very important, extra wealth. Okay, or you can say profit also. Okay, suppose I took 10 lakh from bank, okay, as a loan. I invested 5 lakh here. Okay, or I can say 10 lakh. Okay, suppose 10 lakh here. So now after 1 year I got the I have 20 lakh rupees. Okay, that machinery earn 20 lakh rupees. So out of this 20 lakh, 10 lakh I need to give back. Okay, out of this 20 lakh, 10 lakh need to give to the bank. Okay, so what is left? 10 lakh, which is my capital. Okay, with this example only you will write capital. Okay, extra wealth, example of this perfectly. Okay, no need to remember anything, or just this you can conceptually remember. Okay, immediately. So extra wealth, okay, which is the perfect word for this. So this is my capital. Okay, so this is all about your asset, liability, capital. I hope all the three now clear to you. See, in economy basically lots of things are there. Okay, in very much deep we can go, because this is very major subject. Okay, but for we are preparing for DFCCL, so basically you want definitions, you want examples, that's it. Okay, no need to go in very much deep, because lots of things are there. Liability also have types, capital also have types. Okay, lots of things are there when you go deep, but obviously for DFCCL we are preparing, so whatever is necessary for your exam point of view I will take. Okay, other I will leave. Okay, but obviously that is not required. Now next thing, that is your GDP and GNP. Okay, now see what happens. Basically our economy, okay, our economy is like this. Okay, it is a increasing straight, obviously year by year. Okay, so sometime what happens, sometimes there is boom, sometimes there is a boom in market, so it goes like this. Okay, and then it will fall back, it will fall back like this. So whenever this boom occur in market, okay, what is the meaning of boom? Basically one news will be there of any company, or some company, okay, make unexpected sales and profits, then that company's price or that company's shares, now no, don't, we will not go to the share, okay. So means we will take economy, okay. Economy is best for you to understand. Economy means what? Geographical area, okay. So suddenly there is a much more sales in economy, suppose sector, infrastructure sector, okay. So there is much more sales in infrastructure, so this will happen, okay. And again this burst will be there, it is called burst. So in burst, basically what happens, that suppose sad news is there about some company, some I can say CEO is leaving, okay, or a bank loan, a company take the loan but not having the repayment capacity, okay, Vijay Mallya you can say, so like that. So then the market falls or economic falls, okay, economy fall. So like that it is a going, okay. So this up downs are there, this up downs are there, okay. Now, so this is your economic growth, we can say, okay, economic growth. So see, these up downs are continuous in the market, okay. If these up downs are continuous in the market, so what are the terms or tools I can say, okay, which I will use to measure economic growth, how much our economy is growing, okay. Obviously we need to track, na, then only we can take the measure, we can take the step to improve it, okay, to improve it. So that is nothing but your GDP and GNP. So these are, you can say, measures, these are, you can say, measures, or I can say tools also, okay. Just everyone use measures, but for my convenience I use tool, so it's up to you to determine economic growth, to determine economic growth, okay. Now see, let's start with GDP. First, as always, full form. So gross domestic product, okay, gross domestic product. Now see, those goods or services, okay, just understand carefully, those goods and services which are generated or produced, those goods and services which are generated or produced within geographical area or within our country, okay. India is our economy, India's economy. So whatever goods and services, okay, produce in this geographical area, that we will consider that amount, okay, amount of those goods and services we will consider in GDP. So how you will write definition, that whatever goods and services, okay, produced in geographical area, the price or the total price we consider in GDP, okay. Now see, this production within country is the price of the product, okay, which is generated or which is produced within the country, we consider in GDP, okay. This thing we know. So now here, what are the citizens, okay, citizen you can generate the product there in our country, okay. MNCs, multinational corporations, okay. So those companies who are generated some products in India, okay, those who are from abroad companies but generated product in India, that also we will consider in GDP, okay. That also consider we will in GDP. So these two are very important. Obviously Indian citizens will generate some goods and services in our India only, and MNCs are also there, okay. So this we will use in GDP to calculate whether economy is growing or not, okay. And now how we will see. So whenever GDP falls, then there is a problem, okay, there is a problem. And whenever the GDP grows, then yes, our economy is growing, okay. Now on what factors basically we calculate this, GDP is falling, GDP is rising. I hope you heard news every time, okay, after 3 months, that GDP is contracting, GDP is expanding, okay, like that. So this is the thing, okay. So what we did, basically GDP is calculated for a quarter, okay. After each quarter we calculate GDP. So we consider 2 quarters. Now this also they can ask you, okay, very basic question, MCQ question they can ask you, GDP is calculated after which quarters, 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter, 4 quarter. So 2 quarter, okay. So what we did, just we observe previous 2 quarters, what is the percentage in previous 2 quarters, and we compare it with current 2 quarters, okay. And based on this, if it is high, then obviously GDP is high. If it is low, then obviously GDP is low, okay. Now what happens basically in the lockdown, okay, during this pandemic, lots of business are shut down, okay. So what happens, see, business are shut down, business are down, okay. So obviously goods and services production will be impacted. Okay, there should be impact on goods and service product, so production of goods and services down. Okay, and because of this, obviously, if no one is purchasing my product, okay, no one is purchasing, then obviously unemployment will be there. So unemployment also high, right? Because business is down, business is shut down, so obviously people who are working there, they will lose their jobs. Okay, so this is the impact. Now lots of things are there here. Okay, it is actually very interesting, but for DFSL we not required it, that's why. But when you go into deep, okay, lots of impacts are there, and actually it is very important. Okay, so someday I will think to make it deep. Okay, but now let's focus on DFSL. So for now, just remember this. Okay, the next term, which is GNP. Okay, again full form, gross national product. Okay, gross national product. Now see, what is the meaning? In this we consider the price of goods and services which are produced in our country, or I can say within economy, or I can say within our country. Okay, for our convenience, obviously. So within geographic area. I hope you know what is the meaning of economy. Okay, that is why I'm using here geographic area. So within geographic area or outside geographic area or outside economy. Okay, so within plus outside, whatever the goods and services are there, all the prices of that we will consider in GNP. Okay, for example, here suppose Indian citizens are there, okay, who obviously settle in abroad and make their business there, right? And they are producing goods and services there in abroad, suppose in US. So that price of that goods and services we will consider in this. Okay, we will consider in GNP. Just remember this. We will consider in GNP. Okay, and those who can obviously those who produce within our area also, we will consider in GDP also, GNP also. Okay, GNP. So in GNP specifically, we consider within also and outside also. In GDP we consider only within. There is a difference. Okay, first and the second term, that GDP, it's geographic related, means we are concentrating, or we are concerned about area only. Okay, we are concerned about area only. And in GNP it is citizen related. Depends on citizen, right? Because some citizens are in India, some citizens are outside India, they are producing the product. Okay, so that we will consider in GNP. So this is the basic difference. Why we are using this GDP and GNP? To measure economic growth. Okay. Now the next is inflation. What is the inflation? I can say average price increase. Okay, average price increase of all the goods and services. When there is a price increment in goods and services, then we call it inflation. Okay, how we calculate inflation? That current year minus previous year upon previous year into 100. Okay, in percentage. So this is basically your inflation rate. Okay, so now see, basically this inflation, okay, is good and bad also. Okay, now I will tell you how. See, suppose it is increasing like this. Okay, over a period of year, then is good. Okay, but suppose it is increasing steeply like this, then it is very bad. Okay, then it's very bad, because here you can see that slowly prices are increasing. Okay, very slowly prices are increasing. The meaning also that our economy is growing. Okay, the meaning is like that. But whenever there is sudden increment is there, okay, then what happens? See, what is the impact of this steeply increment? That suppose one product is there which you will get for 100 rupees, suppose. Okay, so in this scenario after 1 year it will cost you 110 rupees. Okay, because of inflation, 110 rupees. And suppose you have salary. Okay, your salary, or you are earning something, and you will get 30% increment. Okay, in year, 30% increment in year. and here that product will cost in this scenario 200 rupees. How much percentage change in here? 100 rupees and 10%. And here directly 100% change. Okay, directly 100%. Now just see, you are earning, okay, you are earning and you will get 30% increment. So here at this stage, okay, when you are getting that product on at 110, you can afford, you can buy, okay. But whenever here you are getting 30% increment and that product is increased by 100%, okay, you are getting the things, your income is increasing 30%, but the inflation, the price of product is increased by 100%. The 70% gap is there. 70% gap is there, okay. So now you will think twice to buy this product, okay. So what happens in this inflation? There is a lots of price increment, okay, because then our money, okay, which we kept in your bank will lose the value, okay, will lose the value. And what happens, that consumer is not spending the money now. Consumer is consumer thinking to spend the amount, because obviously money he is not earning that much, na. Obviously 100% inflation is there, he is getting only 30% increment. So what happening, consumer will not spend, because of that production decreased, okay. If there is no sales, then what is the use of production, okay. And if production decrease, then unemployment is increased, okay. Why should I keep the manpower now? Because there is a less production. So out of 5 I will just fire 3 people, okay. I don't need, actually I don't have money to give them, okay. Simple rule of business. So this is the impact, okay. This is the impact on, and suddenly our economy also fall, okay. Suddenly our economy also fall. So this is your inflation, okay. Now there are 3 types again I want to discuss with you, and also we will take one good example so that it will finally clear with you, okay. So first type is moderate inflation, okay, just put there inflation. Second type, galloping, okay, little weird name but still galloping. And third is hyperinflation, okay. The name itself is indicating what is the meaning, that hyper, okay. Now see, suppose you keep, okay, this is the practical example, okay, why it is investments are very important. Let's see, if suppose you keep your money in saving bank, okay, annually we get 4%, okay. Nowadays it is also less, but annually we are getting 4%, okay. In moderate inflation, what will happen, okay, prices in suppose 2020 and 2020, okay, we will take this year. So prices will increase by 1% only, 1%, 2% like that, okay. Very very easy, means this scenario, very very very, okay, like this. So little means slow increment is there, So now see, you are getting 4% in bank, okay, whatever amount you are keeping. Suppose you keep 100 rupees, then you will get 4%, means you are 104 rupees, okay. But inflation is there of 1%, means all the prices are this up now, okay. So suppose you are buying X, okay, you are buying X, and now earlier you can buy 12x for 100 rupees, okay, 12x for 100 rupees. Now because of inflation 1%, so that 12x costs you 101 rupees, okay. So now you are +3, you are in surplus here, okay, +3 surplus, because suppose your income, which you are saving income is 104, you are spending now 101, okay. This is the first case in moderate inflation. Now in galloping, what happens, your inflation in increment by 2 digits, that is suppose 10, 20, 30, we will take 10%, okay. Now sir, just see this, in saving bank you are getting only 4%, okay, only 4% you are getting, but the actual cost of products or goods and services, okay, are increased by 10%, means this X now it become 110. So for the same 12x you are spending 110, but in your saving account you are getting only 104 rupees. See, money loses value, okay. You suppose invested 100 rupees in saving bank, or I can say deposit 100 rupees in saving bank in 2020. Now in 2021 inflation rate is 10%, okay. That is 12x we are getting now at 110, but in your account only you have 104 rupees. So now you are in deficit. This is called deficit of -6. Okay, so this is the impact of inflation. Now you will think to buy this, obviously, right? You will think, right? You will think. So this is the impact, and the hyper means very high. Inflation rate is very high, and this situation is basically rare. This is our rare situation. Okay, and it will happen during war. Okay, during war or drought. When there is a drought, okay, it may happen. So rare situation is there. Okay, so this is your inflation concept. Okay, so I hope you got the concept, and now we will stop. Tomorrow again we will continue. So till then, whatever we completed till now, just revise the things, make your notes. Okay, beautiful notes, just make them and keep revising. Okay, and yes, we will meet tomorrow. All the best.